So this one you're going to do a lateral step down, focusing on the eccentric portion of that quad muscle. If you can kind of remember what that means, it means as the muscle is lengthening, you're still applying tension through it. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold on to something. You're going to have this outside foot up, not pointed down, and you're going to slowly lower yourself down to lightly tap that foot back on the ground, and you can come back up. Slowly lower down. It should take you about 3 to 5 seconds to get down. And the thing I don't want you to do is I don't want you to get to a certain point and then kind of plop. Slowly lower, slowly lower. You should feel this quad muscle kind of burn. And slowly and controlled lower yourself down. So this one's a squat down to a chair. I'm showing it to you with a band around my legs. This is optional, but if you can do it with a band around your legs, I'd prefer that. Reason being is because when you're having a band around your legs and you pull against it, you're activating your lateral glute muscles, which are really going to help with that sit to stand motion and providing good knee stability. So what you're going to do with this one is you're going to be standing. You're going to feel that band wanting to pull your knees in. You're going to kind of push out against it. Slowly lower yourself down to a seated position, and you can stand back up, okay? Make the height as high as you want by adding pillows or a higher surface, but I want you to challenge yourself where it takes you just a little bit to sit down, not plopping and falling, and you can even progress it to the point where you sit and then you stand, or you do something where you're squatting down, you lightly tap, and you can stand back up right away, keeping tension on the band the entire time. Okay, this exercise here is called an isometric lunge. This is the other property of that muscle that we're talking about, the concentric, the eccentric, and the isometric. The isometric is you're going to get down to a position. You're going to do a prolonged hold of that position to work on strengthening those muscles, especially in a lower position. This one's going to help with that sit to stand from a lower position for sure, because we're trying to build some strength in those areas. So I have 2 little hand holds here. You can use a counter. You can use whatever else you feel like you need to. But all you're going to do is put one foot in front of the other. You're going to squat down to a level that you're comfortable at. And you're just going to sit there and hold it for about 30 seconds. Okay? You'll do that. A way to challenge yourself is you take your hands off. You go down lower while holding on. Take your hands off, and you kind of can adjust that way. Or you can even hold it for a longer period of time, up to a minute. But definitely start with 30 seconds to start. And start at a nice, shallow depth where you feel a good burn in that position. So this one here is a hamstring curl with an ankle weight, and I'm also going to show you the glute extension one as well. So hamstring curl, you're just going to be doing this here, curling that hamstring up. You're still going to keep tension on the hamstring a little bit as you straighten that leg out, okay? You're going to curl it all the way up as high as you can, still keeping tension on that hamstring, really squeezing muscles behind your knees. I would use as heavy of an ankle weight as you feel like you can. I don't want you curling to here and that's it. I want you trying to curl up as far as you possibly can and allowing that leg to straighten. So that's the hamstring curl aspect. If you want to add a little bit of tension or change it, you can also add a band, kind of how we did here, but I would just stick with a heavier ankle weight and go for higher reps. The glute extension one, you're going to kind of lock yourself into this one position. So when my knee is bent this far, that's all the farther I'm going to bend it. I'm going to kick and extend my hip backwards. And you should feel it in the glute muscle. You should also probably feel it in the hamstring muscle a little bit as well. But I really want you kicking that leg straight back. I want you to do it on both sides because you're actually going to feel it in the leg that you're stabilizing with as well. To make it more challenging, you use less pressure to stabilize your upper body. To make it a little bit easier, you can lean over and really focus on just that glute.